Hi folks, this is your MWIS Planning Outlook with the latest longer range thoughts. Looking at temperatures in relation to the seasonal averages, we are quite close to the average during this week, a little bit on the cooler side across the west and north of Scotland in particular, and those cooler than average temperatures exist across much of Europe at this time as well. Further forwards into the start of August and things just stay near to average, a little bit warmer across England and Wales by this time, still on the slightly cooler side western Scotland. No immediate signs of any returning very hot weather though in the current couple of weeks forecast. It's a mixed westerly regime that prevails at the moment then, with some occasional fronts coming through from the Atlantic, but not deeply unsettled. We'll still see rain and some low cloud affecting the hills at times, particularly in the west. Monday is a half-decent day really in terms of being mostly dry, with variable amounts of cloud covering western hills in particular in the morning, lifting and breaking somewhat as the day goes on. Some sunshine coming through. Western coastal tops may just struggle to fully clear. One or two light pockets of drizzly rain in the west in the morning, an odd shower passing eastwards, but for many places it is often dry through the day. And a moderate west to northwesterly breeze that will just feel cool if exposed on higher tops. A front approaching from the west into the evening and the night just starts to see some rain encroaching into some western areas into the overnight hours. That frontal system will pull its way southeastwards during Tuesday, really just grazing the west coast of Scotland, here giving areas of low cloud and some patchy drizzly rain, but generally go away from the west coast and it should be a substantially dry story, and cloud well broken further inland. Indeed, many inland eastern and northeastern parts of the Highlands could well see a fine day with most of the mountains in the clear and light winds, some sunshine coming through as well. For England and Wales, we'll see some drizzly rain and most persistent across Wales in the morning as that frontal system just pulls through, and cloud will be extensive across the hills. Low cloud too for the Peak District. Lake District again right on the edge of this system I think will hang on to low cloud. Small amounts of drizzly nuisance rain just around, but amounting to very little, and better northeastwards over the Pennines and toward the borders. The remnants of that system just pulling further eastwards gradually during Wednesday. Next to nothing left on it apart from a few pockets of drizzle, an odd shower just locally. Again, extensive low cloud across the hills in the morning, across western regions in particular, higher bases further eastwards, and those cloud bases will lift and break increasingly during the daytime, clearing many tops onwards into the afternoon. Some west coastal mountains in Scotland could just struggle again. A light to moderate westerly breeze across most areas, coming through then with some brighter spells through the afternoon. Some further fronts over the Atlantic starting to encroach further in by the time we get to Wednesday evening and night. We've got the risk of some rain then early on Thursday morning. Just depends how organised this front remains as it pulls across the country. It's a weakening feature, but could just give a few hours of rain and drizzle and low cloud again, followed by showers, and a scattering of showers could be fairly widespread into Thursday afternoon, particularly eastern parts of the Highlands around the Pennines, one or two heavier bursts just possible. A fresher northwesterly breeze, particularly across more western regions, across Wales more widely, and temperatures just feeling on the cooler side if exposed to that. Some sunnier breaks just trying to break through, away from any showers though. Higher pressure is trying to build from the west on Friday. Western regions could come through with increasingly bright and sunny spells, but a risk of showers across more inland and eastern parts, especially through the afternoon, down the spine of the Pennines in particular, most prone to that. Keep an eye on the details, some uncertainty just on the exact positioning of showers by this time. Feeling rather cool then with that fresh northwesterly breeze, some sunshine and some cloud breaks towards higher tops. Northward facing mountains in Scotland and North Wales could just see cloud covering higher slopes more frequently. Looks like we tip things back towards an Atlantic west or southwesterly as we head into the weekend. So Saturday starts off with cool and fairly bright conditions, but the scope for some lowering cloud across western Scotland in particular, with some drizzly rain coming on with a fairly weak frontal system approaching. There's the risk that that turns a bit more organised and persistent across western Scotland through the day. And I think the weekend overall is going to be back to that westerly regime with some rain or some showers likely just to spill in from the west. So a mixed pattern does continue. The trends into the second week of the forecast suggest that higher than average pressure is nearby and centred maybe just southwest of us, and low pressure is up towards Iceland. So it's a familiar story really, with reasonably fair conditions, some occasional fronts coming through on that westerly flow over the North Atlantic to give some occasional rain, drizzle or showers, and some low cloud to western mountains in Scotland in particular. But as pressure builds now and again from the southwest, we'll see some fair days for all, most likely. Indications deeper into the middle of August suggest that higher pressure is going to be nearby, and that low pressure signal towards Iceland just weakens, so at the very least it's only average pressure conditions up there for this stage in the year. So the weather systems would be then relatively weaker as they try and come anywhere near us, and we'd be broadly more influenced by high pressure. West and northwest Scotland could just still see some slightly poorer days, but on balance it does look to be a reasonably settled outlook toward the middle of the month. As always, you can keep up to date with the latest details for your area on our website. That is your planning outlook for today. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.